Hello students, today we are going to start chapter number 11, that is dual nature of radiation and matter. And in this chapter we are going to deal with the property of radiation and matter, that they have dual nature. Dual nature refers to both particle and wave nature. This we are going to study in this chapter. So first of all, to start with the first phenomena, that is photoelectric emission, which shows the particle nature of light. We have to understand the basic property of metal first. So we have to study about photoelectric effect, which is a property of metal, and in this effect, whenever we incident a light of suitable frequency over a metal surface, electrons are emitted by that metal. But to understand this property of metal, first we have to understand the configuration of metal. So we are starting with that only. So for this video we are going to study about metals and their configuration. So for metals, the electrons in the outer shells of the atoms are loosely bound. If we see the configuration of metals, so their outer shell electrons are loosely bound to the atoms, and these electrons are free to move throughout the lattice of positive metallic ions. And such loosely bound electrons, these loosely bound electrons which are moving freely in the lattice of that metal, we call such electrons as free electrons. So basically the property that is responsible for photoelectric emission, that property of metal is they have free electrons. Now by free electrons we mean that these electrons are loosely bound outer shell electrons which can freely move throughout the lattice of positive ions. Such electrons are called free electrons. Now these free electrons move freely throughout the lattice, but these free electrons cannot cross that conductor or come out of that conductor. That means these free electrons cannot leave that conductor and they have to remain confined in it. They have to remain confined in it, and the reason because of which they remain confined in that atom, in that lattice, or in or they don't leave the surface of metal, is because of a potential barrier present there. So there is a potential barrier at the metal surface which this free electron have to overcome to just escape from the metal surface, and it can be done by giving them some amount of energy, either by temperature or by some other mean. So there exists a potential barrier over the metal surface, and to come out of the surface these free electrons has to overcome this potential barrier. That means they need some energy from external source to come out of the surface, and this minimum amount of energy that is required by an electron to just come out from the metal or just escape from the metal surface is called work function of that metal. So here we can define work function as the minimum amount of energy required by the free electrons of metal just come out, or we can use the word escape here, to just escape the metal surface is called work function. And this work function is because of the presence of potential barrier over the metal surface. Now the work function is the necessary amount of energy that those free electrons require to overcome this potential barrier. So that amount of energy, that minimum amount of energy required by those free electrons to overcome the potential barrier, or to just come out of the metal surface, is called work function for that particular metal. That means every metal has its own value of potential barrier, therefore it has its own work function or minimum energy required to come out of the metal surface. Now this work function depends on the condition of its surface also, means it depends on the metal as well as it depends on the surface, and we denote it by phi naught or W naught, and because it is a kind of energy, so we measure it in electron volts. So this work function depends on nature of metal, it depends on nature of metal and surface of metal. It is denoted by W naught or phi naught, and it is a kind of energy, that's why we measure it in the form of electron volts. So this is the work function that is required by the metal to emit those electrons just from its surface. Now we can define 1 electron volt as the kinetic energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. Now 1 electron volt means that is 1 eV. Now 1 eV means the work done or the kinetic energy that is gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. So we can define 1 volt as kinetic energy gained by an electron when it is accelerated through a potential difference of 1 volt. That means if we apply a potential difference of 1 volt between 2 points and electrons are flowing between those points, so the electron that is flowing between those 2 points having potential difference of 1 volt gains some kinetic energy, and that kinetic energy will be equal to 1 electron volt, and in terms of joule it is equal to 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule. Now when anyhow the electrons get energy which is equal to the work function, then they become capable to come out of the metal surface because they have energy to overcome that potential barrier which exists over the metal surface. So that phenomena of coming out of electron from a metal surface, that emission of electrons from that metal surface is called electron emission. Now energy that is needed, that minimum energy needed, is work function, and it can be given to electron by a number of ways, and we are using any kind of method to give that energy. At the end we are getting electron outside the metal surface. That phenomena of getting electron emitted from a metal surface is called electron emission. So phenomena of emission of electrons from metal surface is called electron emission, and the energy that is needed for this should be equal to the work function, at least equal to the work function, and it can be given by various methods, and accordingly the emission is of different types. For example, type 1 is thermionic emission. Now thermionic emission means when the energy we are providing is in the form of heat, or when a metal is heated, the free electrons get sufficient energy in the form of thermal energy and overcome that potential barrier of the metal surface and come out of that surface. So such kind of emission is called thermionic emission. Other than that, the second one is the field emission. Field emission, sometimes also known as cold cathode emission, in which there is no heating, the metal surface is placed to some very high electric fields, and because of those electric fields, electrons are emitted from that metal surface, and that's why these are called field emission or cold cathode emission method. Now, other than this, we have photoelectric emission. This we have to study in detail in this chapter. Photoelectric emission. Now, as the name suggests, photo, that means it is somehow related to light. So in this process, electrons are emitted from a metallic surface when electromagnetic radiations or light of sufficiently high frequency is incident over it. So the emitted electrons which we get during this process are called photoelectrons, and they are emitted because of the incidence of electromagnetic radiation of suitable frequency. This we will study in detail. After that, the next possible kind of emission is secondary emission. Now we call it as secondary emission because one electron is giving energy to the other, and those electrons come out of the metal surface. That means if we have a fast moving electron, this kind of emission is because of some fast moving electrons. So when such fast moving electrons hit the metallic surface, the momentum or the kinetic energy they have, they transfer it to those free electrons of metal surface, and since those free electrons get energy, they overcome the potential barrier of metal surface and come out of it, and such kind of emission gives us secondary electrons. The emitted electrons that we get are because of the electrons only. So the electrons we hit, we call them electrons, while the electrons we get because of the hitting, we call them secondary electrons. And since we get secondary electrons in this process, that's why the method of emission of electrons is called secondary emission. So that is how emission of electron take place in metals. The process that we have to study in detail from the next video is photoelectric emission, and it is because of the electromagnetic radiations of suitable frequency, or I should say it is because of the light of suitable frequency, right? So that's all for the video. For further videos, stay tuned and keep studying. Thank you.